Politics Digested. I'm your host, Joel, and this is The Long Lunch. Episode 1. So if this goes badly, there's nowhere to go but up. Today, the Prime Minister hands student health workers a weekly check starting next year. The coalition's still reorganising, and Southern Europe is on fire. And Labor spent the week in Adelaide talking to itself. Now, let's eat. It's Friday the 24th of July. Parliament's not sitting, but the Labor Party is. They've got their 50th National Conference on in Adelaide, which is the political equivalent of a family reunion where everyone agrees loudly and then argues about gas in the car park. Yesterday, the Prime Minister, flanked by Mark Butler and Jason Clare, announced the government is expanding on the Commonwealth Prac Payment to 10 more frontline health professions. Here's the actual policy, straight, before I have any fun with it. Students in nursing, teaching, midwifery and social work already get a payment while they do their unpaid placements. From next year, the government's adding 10 more courses: clinical psychology, physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech pathology, paramedicine, radiography, pharmacy, rehabilitation therapies, audiology and podiatry. The payment is $338.60 a week during placement. It's means tested, it's benchmarked to the Austudy rate, and it is indexed. Now, here's my read flagging this as an opinion. The underlying problem is real. If you're studying radiography, your placement can run more than a year and it's unpaid, often away from home. People generally drop out because they can't afford to work for free. So credit where it's due, placement poverty is a real thing. And $338.60 a week is not nothing to a student who's sleeping in a share house in a regional town. But let's talk timing. The PM's line was, Paid Prac is already making a real difference. It's helping students with cost of living and while they train, and that's why we're expanding it. Lovely. Announced on day one of the Labor conference in front of the party faithful for a payment that reportedly doesn't start until 2027. The translation is, here is some money, you'll get it after the next set of headlines. The expansion is reported to cost around $158 million over the forward estimates, with the whole prac program forecast at about $745 million by the end of the decade. A number with that many zeros deserves a raised eyebrow, and from me, you're getting one. To be fair to the government, and I hate that I have to keep being fair, it's exhausting. This is means tested and tied to Austudy, so it's not exactly a blank check. It's a modest payment for a real gap. My only note is the choreography. Cost of living relief announced at a party conference that lands conveniently down the track. If the policy is good on its merits, and this one is actually arguable, you don't need all the confetti. The rundown. Point 1. The rest of the Adelaide show. Same speech, the PM also announced a new Fair Work court to resolve workplace disputes and took a decent swing at One Nation, who awkwardly have been polling above Labor in some recent surveys. His line, per reporting, they offer attention-seeking culture wars imported from overseas, and he said nothing new or positive to offer the country. Say what you like about the framing, when your attack ad writes itself at your own conference, that's a good week. 2. A philosophy of government, apparently. Albanese told delegates, and I'm quoting via SBS, people's genuine frustrations deserve a practical response, not just an emotional one. It's a tidy sounding line. It would land harder if the practical response that they provided wasn't dated 2027. 3. Victoria tinkers with the ballot. Ahead of November's state election, Victoria's Parliament has moved to abolish group voting tickets for the Legislative Council, the backroom preference harvesting machine that has, over the years, delivered upper house seats to candidates who almost nobody voted for. On this one, I'll break my typical character and say, this is good. Preference whisperers, your table is no longer ready. 4. The backdrop nobody at the conference mentioned. The Reserve Bank's cash rate is sitting at 4.35%, and the RBA says inflation is still too high, which is the quiet context for every cost of living announcement this week. The government is handing out relief into an economy that the central bank is still trying to cool. Two hands moving in opposite directions. Now, around the world, Southern Europe is burning. Wildfires are tearing through Spain, France and Italy in a brutal heatwave. 3 firefighters have died in 48 hours, 2 in France near Bordeaux and 1 in Sicily, and thousands of people have been evacuated. France's burned area has already hit a record for this point in the season. No jokes on this one. If you've got family in the south of France or Spain right now, please check in on them. Now, diplomacy of a sort. On the sidelines of the ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting in Manila, the US and Russia held talks reported to be about Ukraine. 2 superpowers, 1 hotel corridor, and a lot of cameras. We'll believe an outcome if we see it. That's your plate cleared. Today's special, a $338.60 a week cost of living announcement you can't order until 2027. If a dry, centre-right read on the news is your kind of lunch, subscribe. New episode every weekday, recorded on the break. I'm signing off. Back tomorrow. Politics Digested.